I absolutely despise airports and air travel. That really scares me to death because it's not safe. You could die. I hate the dictatorial way that you're told to pick this up, get your bag, no you can't, yes you can, stand here, join the queue, leave the queue. It seems as if as soon as you enter an airport, you're absolutely nothing. You're just this great big blob of flesh.
It's Morrissey's first visit to Australia for 11 years. And one fan is more pleased to see him than most. She won a competition to meet him back in 1992, and today she finally gets a chance.
Nice to meet you.
You must be feeling so tired after this tour.
I'm glad one person realises that. Thank you for waiting all this time. Bound to be disappointed.
Thank you so much for your time and everything you've done. You've made me and so many people so happy.
I didn't mean to.
Every night it's really a bit like starting and finishing a play. It's like stepping out and doing Hamlet or Macbeth. There's a lot of mental preparation.
Am I going to see you get changed?
Only in your dreams.
But you have to, at least from a distance, look as if you know what you're doing. And I can manage that.
He has a sense of stage in that he'll arrive, you know, he doesn't just slink on. Sydney! He knows about the drama and the opera of performance.
But Jesus made me so, Jesus saved me from pity, sympathy and people discussing me.
He is abandoned in a way that one wouldn't imagine.
That's been done.
That's what is fascinating to watch, is this person who goes from being quite a reserved person to somebody who will strip down to the waist, flagellate himself on stage.
It's always the quiet ones, isn't it? Oh, you know, you've got to watch out for them. He's a right dirty bastard, you know.
Under the lights were out, did you even care? Would you share the full on the mouth country, or anywhere now?
Here is somebody who is able to encapsulate a lot of very deep thought, gloss it with irony, and then repackage it with emotion.
I've been stabbed in the back so many, many times. I don't have any skin, but that's just the way it goes.
Whatever you put down in a lyric to define your love or hate for anyone, he'll do it one better. Because he's the best lyricist I've ever read.
Tell all of my friends I don't have too many, just some rain-coated lovers, puny brothers.
The media have generally always referred to me as being miserable and morose and the Pope of Mope and things like that.
That's what I don't get. I don't get the miserable thing at all. I find them very funny.
Girlfriend in a coma, I know, it's serious.
Girlfriend's in a coma. When I heard it, I nearly crashed my car and ended up in a coma. He has that gift. That is not the mark of a miserable man. They're just miserable people that don't get the humour.
I remember reading an interview with Morrissey in Smash Hit. I think he'd been asked, what is your typical day? And his typical day was basically, I stay at home and I listen to people walking up the stairs next door, and I'll go out and buy a bit of plum jam, maybe bring my mum. And then right at the end of this typical day, he said, and then it's back to bed and back to the real world.
But it wasn't all tongue-in-cheek. There was a genuinely dark side to Morrissey's reality.
During Morrissey's life, there were periods of very, very bad depression. These absolutely sort of debilitating periods where life seemed to have absolutely no point.
I suffered greatly from depression. It was very serious when I was a teenager and when I was in the Smiths. Draw parallels, if you will. So I took prescribed drugs for a long time.
When he gets really badly depressed, you'll get the call at 1 o'clock in the morning or the knock on the door, and he'll have his bathrobe on, and you can always tell because he's got his glasses on, the contact lenses are out, the glasses are on, and you know you're in for a heavy conversation.
Sing me to sleep, I don't want to wake up on my own anymore.
He is able to externalise internalised rage, a lot of anger about who he is, about where he comes from, and what's happened to him.
And he focuses that rage onto specific targets. Enemy number one, the meat industry.
Today on the news, there was a story that 27 million cooked chickens have been recalled, which is the biggest recall in US history, because they're lethal to humans. If they hadn't been recalled, it could have killed 80 million Americans.
The views of the most vocal vegetarian in pop music are typically uncompromising.
It's really on the same moral level as child abuse. It's the same thing. Animals are like children, they look to us for protection and we should protect them. I really feel quite smug about mad cow disease and foot and mouth and so forth, and I just think, well, what do you expect? People have been saying it for years.
I don't think that in the year 2003 you can actually realise what an outrage he caused by calling an album Meat is Murder.
The amount of times people have said that it was Meat is Murder that converted them, I mean, it's astonishing. I've met many people, and that's why that song's so important.
This beautiful creature must die. This beautiful creature must die. A death for no reason. This death for no reason is murder.
I personally love a bit of bacon. And always did, and even for Morrissey, I didn't give it up.
It's not succulent, tasty or kind. It's death for no reason. This death for no reason is murder.
It's all just abuse and it's all human evil. Which is why I think the royal family are evil, because they enjoy fox hunting. These are despicable people. And Charles, above all, has no intelligence whatsoever.
I'm surprised he's not been slapped by a few people in the past, to be honest, for the things he's said, because he has been really outrageous.
Do you still follow football?
No. I mean, if they were kicking a politician around, I'd follow then. If it was Tony Blair instead of a round object, I'd be captivated.
I think he's very true to himself that way. I don't think he would censor himself, and then if people don't understand it, then fuck him. I just don't think that he could care less, to be honest.
I've never intended to be controversial, but it's very easy to be controversial in pop music because nobody ever is.
I remember him telling me, like, oh, this song, you won't like the title. I said, what is it? And he went, it's called The National Front Disco. I was like, oh my God, you're going to get us killed.
It caused the biggest uproar of his career. One music paper compiled a dossier of Morrissey's comments over the years and accused him of racism. He never responded.
They've kept on at that thing, like, well, if he doesn't defend himself, then he must be. Why fucking should he? You know, why should he? We all know for a fact he's not. Because if he was, the fucking news of the world would have uncovered it first. Forget the fucking enemy.
Not everybody is absolutely stupid. Why on earth would I be racist? What would I be trying to achieve?
In 1998, Morrissey set up home in Los Angeles, leaving England behind.
It seemed that I had a better chance of being struck by lightning than I had of being accepted by the British music industry.
Morrissey is one in a long line of great English artists like P.G. Wodehouse or Noel Coward, who eventually leave because they're just not prepared to be pilloried for the very qualities that they were initially praised for.
I'm just passing through here. I'm on my way to somewhere civilized, and maybe I'll even arrive. Maybe I'll even arrive.